I want to give you an example of this being really cool, actually. Because I know sometimes it sucks, because when we can use our emotions against each other, then usually we can get someone on our side. Or maybe I can get these people on my side to help me convince that person that they need to change something about the way that they're being to make me feel better. I explained earlier that in the last year or so, I've been experiencing an increase in my capacity to feel good, and that it's been steadier and more robust and more full. And that's exciting to me. The other part that's becoming more and more exciting to me is that when I do stumble into something that doesn't feel so good, I have been able to turn myself around so much faster. I used to wallow, and I would sometimes get stuck in negative emotions for days, for weeks. Sometimes I could come in and out of something for months, and really it felt like I was depressed for a very long time in my life. Now, I understand what my emotions are, and I also understand what it means that I'm feeling a certain emotion. It means that I've allowed my mind to go down a thought path that is in opposition to what my higher self knows to be true about my life and myself, past, present, or future. So I'll give you an example. This morning, I woke up and I had some thoughts in my mind that I knew right away as I checked in with the thoughts, these thoughts are not going to bring me to happy places. But they were so strong and they were so compelling. I thought, okay, that's it. I'll set it aside. I'll go do my morning practice. I'll do some meditation, do some yoga, and hopefully I can change my direction. Well, I found myself crying in the middle of my meditation and again in the middle of my yoga. And this is after probably like a few weeks of feeling really clear and really good. And here I was crying in the morning for, what seemed like something that I should be able to easily just get over or not think about. But here I was, my mind spinning, my emotions proving to me that my mind had been spinning down that path for some time and maybe I hadn't been aware of it. So what do? I know what my emotions are. I know that it means that I'm out of sync with what my higher self thinks, but I don't yet know what my higher self thinks about this because I've been thinking about it in the way that my human self has been thinking about it. Do I tell myself I'm feeling the wrong emotion? No, because I'm not. My emotions are guidance. I'm actually feeling exactly the right emotion in the moment to know exactly where I am, because I know that I want to be in alignment with my higher self. So what do I do in the moment when I find myself feeling an emotion and thinking thoughts that are proof to me that I'm not in alignment with my higher self? I tell myself that right away. Oh, I know what this means. I know exactly what this means. God, I love knowing that. I love knowing this is my guidance. It's okay. It's normal that I'm feeling this. If I'm thinking about it this way, I'm going to feel this way. But this is my guidance. This is my guidance. So it's not like I immediately start feeling a different emotion. And it's not like I immediately have access to the thoughts that my higher self is thinking about what's happening. I don't have access to that yet because I actually turned left instead of turning right when my GPS was saying to turn right. So I went down the road a ways, and now I've got to slow down, I've got to find a place to turn around, and I've got to make myself come back into the direction of where I actually want to go. So let me give you another analogy. Let's imagine that I'm riding a bicycle on a flat surface and I'm going in a straight direction, right? This is like a hypothetical kind of mind experiment. I'm on a speeding bicycle heading in a direction, and I suddenly become aware this isn't the direction that I want to go in. I'm on a flat surface, so there's no acceleration unless I start pedaling again. So what do I want to do? I want to slow down, and then I want to turn around and go in the opposite direction. So every time that I think to myself, I know what this means. I know exactly what it means that I'm feeling this emotion. And it's okay because this is my guidance. Every time I have a conversation like that with myself, that's like me getting a hold of the handbrake and just kind of starting to engage the brakes. So maybe I'll, in the morning, find myself having emotions and not feeling so great, and I can tell that I'm thinking about things in a way that's different than my higher self. So I have a little conversation with myself. Maybe I only have a few minutes, and then I get back into doing things, and maybe I find myself still feeling some emotion later. Well, that's just because I didn't slam on the brakes and I haven't slowed my bicycle down all the way. So what do? I grab myself for another moment and I put some pressure on that handbrake. I really love knowing what this means. This is my guidance. I know exactly where I'm at right now. I know I'm feeling this way because I'm thinking about this differently than the higher part of me is thinking about it. I really would rather see things the way that higher part of me sees them. Squeezing on the brakes. And if I do that a few times, like say I did it the one time, I went back to doing my daily tasks and I found myself still feeling the emotion. Then I catch myself again, I have another moment, a little conversation with myself, I'm squeezing those brakes again. Maybe I go back to doing some stuff and I find I'm still feeling something. I grab myself again for another moment and I squeeze on those brakes, and before I know it, I have slowed down. And then often, because I applied myself and I focused and I reminded myself, I know what this means. I'm actually in control. I have my hand on the steering wheel. I have my hand on the brakes. I can guide this into a different direction. Because I had that conversation with myself, not only did I slow myself down, but I actually started to guide myself around in the right direction already. So at some point later in the day, I will often find myself in a moment where, oh, I'm feeling better. Oh, God, I'm almost feeling clarity again. And that's actually the point that I'd gotten to when I decided to record this video, is I caught myself in a moment of, oh, I'm feeling way better than I was feeling this morning. And then it's pretty easy for me to then start pedaling my bicycle in the direction that I actually want to go in, because I felt my deliberate intention to change the way that I feel. I felt it work. And so now I feel empowered. I feel really good. I feel like I can pedal and really get myself moving in that positive direction.